This is Duke University.
Global trade and environmental justice.
Human rights issues are still.
The term Ubuntu.
The Alien and Sedition Acts.
Is making inferential discovery.
The importance of an archive.
The John Hope Franklin Center.
Food availability, and Phoebe touched on an important point. You know, we live in this 24/7 culture. You can literally go shopping at any number of probably more than a dozen grocery stores in Durham at 3 in the morning. And you can buy, as Phoebe said, January's and tomato. January's and tomato, thank you very much. Tomatoes in January. I'm going to zoom out a second and say that I both praise and hate airplanes for a good reason. Many years ago, when I was gearing up to teach my first food class, I was walking down the street near my grandmother's apartment building in New York City, and I walked past a fruit stand at 80th and 1st, and there were beautiful ripe mangoes, and that turned out to be the name of the class. And the idea was that why was it that I was in New York City in February getting phenomenal tropical fruit that had no business being there, certainly not at that time of year. Airplanes have made it possible for fresh flowers to be on the opposite side of the world within hours of them being cut, for fruits and vegetables to arrive in places where they don't belong at times of year when they shouldn't be there, if you want to look strictly at the local perspective. And airplanes have created a culture and a society that actually feeds what Phoebe's doing right now by giving people an appreciation for craft-made quality goods and quality products that should be seasonal. So we wouldn't have that appreciation for phenomenal bakeries if America hadn't traveled to Europe and been able to go to a great bakery, a great pastry shop, and get these unbelievable things. I mean, you know, this is a melting pot in this country. We didn't invent a lot of food. There's not a lot of food that's indicatively, you know, specifically American. So when there is an appreciation for that at a super high quality level, it creates an opportunity and a market for folks to do what Phoebe does. But it creates this sort of permanent struggle between, well, why can't I get, you know, great tomatoes on my sandwich in January? Because I can go to the grocery store and get them. And it puts folks like Phoebe and me, when I was in the restaurant business, in a difficult position to say to people, I mean, we tried to do this with Only Burger. There was a time when we were considering not having tomatoes on the truck that weren't local. Guess what? People in America get super mad when you say you cannot have a slice of tomato on your cheeseburger. They get really upset about it. So we had to sort of, you know, qualify concept to reality. Air travel did that. It made you appreciate high quality, and it made you, you know, I'm going to put on my Gordon Gekko hat, and it made you greedy, and that's not necessarily bad. But it makes us as a society want everything we want, and we want it now. We're like Veruca Salt. God, how many more movie metaphors can I throw in there? So the local food movement is this wonderful, exciting time and place to be in a continuum, but it's also, you know, it's difficult because you get people who they have opinions about pricing. They get upset when product isn't available. And then you get practitioners like Phoebe who want more than anything to give people what they want, as long as they want what's available right now.
Produced by Duke University. Online at duke.edu.